I find this cute, what some of these NBA teams are trying to do right now. They're basically just moving around. I would say the deck chairs on the Titanic, considering the story we had last week, but they're just moving things around and shuffling players around, and it's not going to make a difference. I love Damian Lillard. I think he's awesome. He gets traded to the Miami Heat. They're still losing to the Nuggets. Kristaps Porzingis goes to the Celtics. They trade Marcus Smart to Memphis. Celtics will still lose to the Nuggets. Draymond Green back to Golden State, goes to Sacramento, goes to Dallas. You're still losing to the Nuggets. Everybody is still losing to the Nuggets if the Nuggets are at full strength. Phoenix, Bradley Beal, cute idea. You're still losing to the Nuggets. To me, Denver is so far beyond what these teams are trying to do. I find it cute and admirable that they're actually trying to make a run at this.
Yeah, because there have been so many repeat champions lately. In fact, there have been so many repeat finalists that you're right. Like, there's no reason to think in the NBA, once one team wins the NBA championship, you might as well fold the tent. Every year we have a completely new set of finals teams. What difference does it make?
That's very recent. There was year after year where we basically did LeBron against Steph Curry. We did Cleveland Golden State for like 4 in a row.
Because now it's parody Scrubsville. You just had Christian Brown play a key role in an NBA Finals. You're telling me this Denver team is so far ahead of everybody that they can't be caught? First of all, the key is everyone's got to stay healthy for an entire year. Whoever stays healthy to the end gets to the finals.
That's a given. Yep.
That's a given. But that never, ever, ever happens in the NBA. How many teams have had their Milwaukee? There's no way after Milwaukee won its first title, we would have said, oh, they're not going to be back to the finals. But everybody got hurt because that's what always happens. But besides, I like Boston. I think
with
Boston.
Porzingis.
If Boston can avoid Miami's small ball attack and get to the finals, I think as somebody's going to come at a center against Denver, and Denver has not faced really a full team yet. They faced the Lakers, who are slow and old. They faced Miami, which is a bunch of two guards. Made no sense. There's no way they were going to win. So I think the Boston said, I got to get some height. I think Phoenix is going to get some height. I think the Lakers are going to get reinforcements. So I'm not counting them out.
Phoenix has height. They have DeAndre Ayton,
no,
but that's not
non-scrubby height.
It's not enough. I mean, he was a former number 1 overall pick, but okay, call him a scrub. And then Porzingis, because a guy had 1 season, all right, 2, I guess his rookie year, and this year where he had good health, playing for a team that nobody was watching outside of the most diehard DC sports fans.
Right.
Nobody was watching Porzingis, and he's got all the lower body injuries that you would hate to see from somebody who's 7'3".
But he played 65 games.
Okay.
That's an eternity in the NBA. That's an Iron Man in today's NBA.
And now, do you think he's going to do it again? You're crazy.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. He said they went into the finals. I can't believe Miami did this with a 6'9" power forward and Bam Adebayo covering Jokic.
Yeah.
That was actually okay. What if there was an actual center who wasn't? Ayton is not. He's persona non grata in Phoenix. Obviously, last year Monty Williams didn't even want to put him on the court. I think if there's a real,
now, though,
but Ayton does not work. You can just see he is not a hardworking player. If they get a real center against Jokic at some level, and now I understand he did beat up Anthony Davis, but the Lakers are a flawed team. So I think there's definitely a chance somebody puts something together. It's not done. I'm not like you. I'm not so high on Lillard to the Heat. I think that would be a really good team. But I do think that there are other moves to be made here. I think you're jumping the gun and counting the Nuggets in as the next year's champion.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Is it Brook Lopez is going to change the fortunes? I mean,
he's a body.
He's great.
He's better than Jock Landau, who the Phoenix was thrown at Jokic left and right last year.
And Jokic barbecued him. I mean,
he was actually better than Ayton, way better than Ayton.
That says something. But I think that there's a reason why. I understand that Giannis has won 2 MVPs, but the Milwaukee and the team building there turned out to be flawed, and they also got hurt. I mean, that was just the bottom line of it. But Jokic is a 2-time MVP in one that we haven't seen, and not that Giannis doesn't do this, but what's been the thing about Jokic that everyone's been talking about, right? Which is everyone wants to play with him.
Passing, right?
Passing. Everyone gets theirs. No one's worried about touches or is the ball. In Phoenix, I'm probably worried about that. I know these guys can be selfless and but isn't everybody going to want to score? Isn't everybody going to want the ball? Isn't everybody going to want to be a little bit of the hero and take the credit if you're in Phoenix? I don't know if that's going to be able to work. Miami, same.
Wait. You're saying the current lineup in Phoenix, there's going to be fighting over the ball?
I mean, I don't know if it's going to be fighting, but I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be nothing.
Oh, I thought you said that. I thought you were implying that a future free agent wouldn't want to go there because there's no scoring left on that team.
I'm just saying that this Nuggets team to me is like the perfect balance team, you know?
Yeah.
And it's because Jokic, because he is the most unselfish superstar. Not that Kevin Durant's a selfish one. There are guys who pass. I get it. He's not like all me. But just the way that Jokic plays, his skill set, it's perfect. It's just perfect.
Well, listen. They had the easiest road of any team that has ever gotten to the finals this year.
They still beat the Lakers. You poo-poo the Lakers.
A 7-seed Lakers. The Lakers who were an 11-seed 2 weeks before that happened.
Wait, but hold on.
Probably one of the worst finals teams in history. One of the worst conference final teams in history.
After the trade deadline, they were much better.
They still were getting to know each other. I mean, Rui Hachimura was their 3.
No, I get it. And Rui Hachimura, to his credit, really increased his value.
I do. I love me some Rui.
And you love Reeves.
Come on, this
we all
was
love a little Lonnie Walker.
Clearly an incomplete Lakers team. Based on the fact that they hadn't played a lot together, continuity is a big deal in the NBA. They'll probably be a much better team next year. And also, Phoenix had no continuity. And they still got 2 games with an injured Chris Paul off Denver.
They got more than anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I think they might have won that game where Chris Paul got hurt. There's a long way to go. Phoenix does need to add a couple bodies. How they do that, I have no idea. And then, okay, are we totally shortchanging Damian Lillard to Miami?
Listen, Dame is the most interesting person because I would probably say Draymond, but I think we all believe that Draymond's probably going back to Golden State, so we know what this looks like. If Draymond actually left and went to Sacramento or somewhere else, maybe that's really intriguing. Dame, to me, though, without a doubt, is the most interesting team switch. No disrespect to Bradley Beal, no disrespect to Kristaps Porzingis, but he's the most interesting switch.
Oh, sure.
But the problem is, we watched that series against Denver. Did we really think it was like, if this team just had Dame?
Well, they did score 94 points a game in their losses.
They were bad.
They
and actually,
certainly could use them.
To their credit, defensively, they held the Nuggets, really made some of those games actual games.
I think that was a function of how bad their offense was. I was thinking about Miami. They kept running out of 24-second clock, which was weird.
Jimmy didn't want to shoot.
Yeah, Jimmy doesn't like to shoot, so Dame will take that up. But look back in your mind in NBA history. Has any team ever traded for a short point guard and use that formula to win the title? Short point guards have won. Isaiah, Steph Curry, but you never sort of trade for the aging short point guard and win a title. You're the Knicks if you trade for the aging.
Yes.
So this will be a new formula. It's usually not how you bump up the champion. It's just not. I don't think that's the way to do it. But we all love Dame. Wait, before we move on real quick, any reason for Dame to stay in Portland? Can you make the case, Maggie? Is there a case to be made?
No. There's not. And there probably hasn't been one in a while, but Dame's loyalty and the loyalty that the franchise was showing to him, like vice versa, all seem to work. But I think this makes more sense from the Portland standpoint. How much longer is Dame going to have this kind of value for whatever you may get back for him?
Yeah, I totally agree. They're in limbo at best right now. Worst place to be is NBA limbo. Time to move on.